Okay, welcome back to another video. It is half marathon day. Got in final run on Friday, did a 5k and I did 3k at race pace and it felt all good. Now it's Sunday, about 7:30, I'm gonna head now to the half marathon and pick up my race pack and everything. Race starts at 9. Feeling good, body feels all good, no aches and pains anywhere. So now it's just a case of trying to stick with that pacing group. They've got a pace group for the 1:45. So my plan is to just ideally run a sub 150, but if I can stay with that group for as long as possible, then hopefully I'll have a chance towards the end to do a sub 145. The last bit, I think, will probably be my best bit. I've worked a lot on increasing my pace towards the end of runs, so I'm hoping that when I get to about 15k, I'm gonna be able to pick it up a little bit and just send it to the finish line. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but let's get going.
Well done.
On the old nose.
You can't run with that in your pocket.
I'm not going to, I'm going to see if that was okay.
And your water bottle.
Yeah.
And your camera.
Let's get that then. Right at the buggers. Oh, that smells so good. Just put that in there.
Okay.
One more drink. I have to go to the loo.
They're starting in a minute.
Huh? Oh, good shout.
Well, just milling around the event village, you do have a little bit of time. You've got a couple of minutes, folks.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This one goes out to the dreamer, always out there aiming high. Don't you let them clip your wings or say that you can't fly. This one goes out to the loser, losing time and time again, and time again keeps on believing that someday they're gonna win. When nobody knows your name, nobody knows your face, everybody counts you out long before you start that race. You can let them place their bets, let them laugh and drink their wine, let them eat their words when you're first to the finish line. Today's your day in the sun, you're rolling like a young gun. Now it's your time to ride, let your dark They can't measure your heart, they can't tear you apart. You'll finally catch in your stride, let your dark horse run through the fire, barbed wire. You're a runaway train, there's no turning back. This one goes out to the girls, go show the world you can. Never let them hold you back just because you aren't a man. This one goes out to those underdogs who aren't afraid to bite. Change a game, break the...
Hello, you have a huge program.
Great. Alcohol free.
Bullshit.
Huh?
Bullshit.
Alcohol free, I want alcohol now. Half marathon done. Not sure the official time just yet. It's going to be close to either side of 1:45. My Strava time said it would be just under 1:45, but because I set off a little bit later in the pack by about 30 seconds and I came through about 30 seconds over 1:45, so yeah, it's going to be very, very tight. Should find out later. Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick review of the race itself and also give my final finish time. So some stats just to begin. My best half marathon before this was a 1 hour 54 minute run, and I'm 6'2", and on race day itself I was about 95 kilos body weight. So not sure what that is in pounds, but
I was moving some timber, that's for sure. The race itself, like I said, the plan was to just run a sub 150. That was like the main aim, but there was a pacing group for sub 145. So at that point I was kind of like, well, I might not be able to stick with them and match their pace, but if I can just keep them just in front of me and keep them in my sight the whole time, then I'll have a chance, because I did back myself on that final kind of 5K to do negative splits the whole way and just send it. That was kind of my thinking. The first 5K felt pretty tough. I didn't warm up properly. I didn't really get much of a warm up, just a bit of stretching and everything, which kind of my own fault really. And that first 5K, yeah, my heart rate just elevated and it felt a lot tougher than it probably needed to. Yeah, looking back, getting in probably a decent warm up would help. But after that, the next 10K up until the 15K mark felt really comfortable. Breathing was all good, legs felt fine. There was a few hilly sections, but to be honest, the course was so flat. It was like a perfect course to run a PB. And any kind of uphill section, it was like a big downhill straight after, so you were able to kind of recover and get your breath back pretty quickly. Yeah, that was at the 15K mark. After that, that's when it kind of started to hurt a little bit. Yeah, about 16, 17, 18K, started to feel it, and I kind of probably let the pacing group get a bit too far ahead of me. And at that point, Strava was telling me that I was all good, that my pacing was ahead of time, but I could see how far the pacing group was ahead of me, so I was like, Strava might be off here, and Strava was probably a long way off. It said I did a half marathon in 1 hour, 41 minutes. I won't tell you my official time yet, but it was not that, and it was quite a way off that. So the problem with listening to Strava was that I probably kicked for the finish a bit too early. And yeah, the last K, I was really hurting. But the plan was to kind of just hold negative splits the rest of the way. And I'm just gonna get up the splits itself and put them on the screen. So again, I'm not sure how accurate these are, because like I said, Strava was slightly out in terms of the pace, but you can see from like 5K onwards, it was pretty comfortable. And then yeah, 15K mark and 16K, they were my only 2 kilometers above 5 minutes. So that's when I started to really feel it. And then yeah, 17K, I tried to go a little bit, and at 18K, I probably regretted that. I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I've got this. So it was 19K, again, dropped 20K, dropped it again. I think 20K was my fastest split. And as you can see, I probably went a bit too early, because 21K was 4:41. So I was starting to really struggle at that point, but I managed just to kind of refocus and drive my arms, lift my knees, and trying to pump to the finish line. So when I got to the finish line, it was, I think the timer on the clock said 1 hour, 45, 30 seconds. But I knew that coming out, where my group was, it was obviously a lot further back than the starting group, who were like running probably closer to an hour. So I wasn't sure how long it took me to get to the start line when my chip crossed the line to start my time. But I knew it was probably about 30 to 45 seconds, something like that, before I actually crossed the line. So when I saw that time, I was like, it's gonna be close. I'm gonna be either side of 1:45 basically. And final time was 1 hour, 44 minutes and 44 seconds. So 16 seconds to spare. Basically, I guess I ran the perfect race for what I was trying to do. It certainly didn't feel perfect towards the end. Like I said, kicking way too early, thinking I only had maybe 2K to go, whereas in reality it was 3K. But I definitely think practicing negative splits in training, especially towards the end of training sessions where I had already covered maybe 15K or some sessions 20K, and then those final few kilometers trying to run negative splits, I think it definitely helped. I still had enough in my legs to get me across that finish line. Other things I would suggest to kind of run a PB if you're kind of looking to do that. A lot of my training was zone 2 based, so the majority of the runs were just running at a low heart rate, building up mileage over the weeks. I think I did three of the weeks were up to 50 kilometers, so nothing crazy, but enough for kind of what I was looking to do, and most of them were at zone 2. but then including one speed or tempo session a week made a massive difference. A lot of those sessions were working at race pace and holding race pace, and that definitely helped. Like I said, from 5k to probably about 15k felt great. I felt absolutely fine. Breathing was fine. After that, that's kind of where I guess some more advanced training would probably pay off, really. And just getting used to races as well. I haven't really done many proper races. I think I've done a sprint triathlon and a Spartan race, and I've done a half Ironman just on my own. Yeah, I think getting used to racing and that feeling definitely makes a difference. But those are kind of just 3 things that I would say are probably keys to kind of me going sub 145. Zone 2 work, speed and tempo work, and then also adding in negative split workouts where you're running on tired legs towards the end of a session, and that certainly helped. And yeah, I'm just happy I got under that 145. So next now, at some point, again, the goal will move and it'll be like to run a sub 140. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna concentrate a little bit on doing a bit of cycling. Planning on doing either a half or a full Ironman potentially towards the end of the year in Barcelona. I've got a Spartan race and maybe another half marathon, who knows, but yeah, no running focused goals towards that kind of distance. The only other thing I'll probably do now is try and run a sub 25k. That's been on my list for a while. And also trying to improve my mile time, get that down a little bit. That's kind of the final video of this half marathon kind of series or prep, I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and maybe those 3 tips can kind of help you if you're trying to run a PB at some point. So thanks for watching, see you in the next video.